Some grammar. Watch this video and learn advanced ways to use verb to be in conversations in English. Hey there, if you don't know me very well, hi, I'm teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Well, consider subscribing because there's always a different kind of English lesson to help you on your journey to fluency. But okay, I know you know verb to be, okay? And verb to be is a very versatile verb. You probably learned this verb when you were a beginner. That was probably lesson 1. What's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? How are you? So it is a very popular verb, and English grammar is part of the journey. As I always tell my students in my academy, my BSA, grammar needs to be connected with your life. You know, whenever you're studying English grammar, you need to include that lesson, in your plan, but find ways to create examples describing your everyday life, okay? So there's grammar in every module I give my babies, okay? And in today's lesson, I want to go back to a very basic subject, verb to be. So here, guys, most of the explanations I am going to share will be using be plus to, plus infinitive, okay? And there are different situations here, so stay with me until the end. And at the end of this lesson, why not post some examples? Create some examples, post them here in the comments, and I'll take a look. Now, guys, verb to be plus to plus infinitive, okay? When I say infinitive, it means there's another verb, okay? Now, you probably learned that after verb to be, there's no to. Priscilla, are you kidding me? Verb to be, there's preposition to after verb to be? Yes, I am too, she is too, he is too, but it is not the way you think, okay? You're going to use verb to be conjugated, especially in the present, okay, in this scenario, in news reports, to talk about events, see? Events that are likely is a synonym for probably, okay, that are likely to happen in the near future. So why do I say especially in news reports? So if you watch the news and the TV anchor is beginning the news, they are probably going to use this language. Written news will also use this language, okay? So it's a very popular language, and this can confuse students a little. And it's describing a near future action, not necessarily present, okay? So look at the examples. Historical museum is to be closed for renovations. Ooh. So this would typically be heard in the news. They didn't even say the name of the museum to catch your attention, your curiosity. What museum are they talking about? I have to watch. I must know. So historical museum is to be closed, and here I'm even using passive voice. I was thinking of the word. It's passive voice. So you see is to, verb to be is to, and then I used to be again. Oh my God, be closed. That is a passive voice, okay? It's possible. That's why I used this example to show you that it's possible to use infinitive or even passive voice depending on the context. And I believe I have a passive voice lesson here on my channel. Make sure to check it out, okay? Now, another example. Canada is to announce tariffs on importations from the US. I don't know if that is true. I don't think it is true, but I know Canada and the United States are going through some challenges now, huh? But look, Canada is to announce, okay? There you have it. And I am describing a near future action. It is likely, probably going to happen. So according to sources, Canada is to announce new tariffs on importations from the United States of America. Oh no. Moving on. I will also use this structure to talk about formal. Keep this word in mind, okay? When I am talking about formal or official, when I say official, government, okay, laws, official arrangements, that is a very common language, okay? So as the example says, the European Union is to announce a new immigration policy. See, it is a formal arrangement, something that is going to happen. Okay? Now, formal instructions, giving orders. I'm pretty sure this is going to be used depending on the context. It has to be formal, guys. So if I am in a very informal environment, this is probably not going to be used. But it is an advanced way to use verb to be that if you are, trying to brush up on your English skills, you will probably come across this language more often. And we don't even need to go very far. Maybe you don't read the news. Okay, but what if you're watching a movie where there is a conversation, where there is a military officer talking to a soldier, and then he gives instructions, he gives orders, and he uses this structure. Remember, there's so many situations where we can use this, and maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a TV show that has this formal scene. That's what I need you to understand. Another example here. You are not to leave this room, young lady. Priscilla, could I use the modal verb? You may not. You must not. You could. Okay? But again, I'm showing you a formal way to use this structure, verb to be plus infinitive. And when you're giving an order, it is possible. You are not to leave this room. And it would be possible, okay? It would be possible. It is a father talking to his child, and he is giving an order. You're not to leave this room. Why not? Because I told you so. I told you not to, okay? You are not to enter this room unless I tell you so. So maybe let's think of a captain, and he was in his office. Then he tells his soldier, hey, you are not to enter this room unless I tell you so, because here we have confidential documents that people are not supposed to see. So you're not to enter this room without my permission. Beautiful. Now you know. I can't wait to see your examples. And hey, by the way, share this lesson with a friend. That really helps the channel. Moving on. When talking about future events that can be controlled by people, what does that mean? It's a future event that people can control, because there are future events that we have no control of. But if it's something that people usually have control of, then you can describe. Again, look at this example. The president is to return from England this afternoon. Priscilla, could I use will? Yes, the president will return from England this afternoon. I'm not mentioning where he's returning to, but I know he's returning from England. So the president is to return. Awesome. Another example, in the next few years, humans are to use social media even more than nowadays. Is this in our control? What do you think? Is this something we cannot control, or is this something we can control? The way I see it, this is something we have control of, okay? We can definitely decide whether we're going to use social media more or less. But the way things are going, I think we are headed in that direction. Because nowadays, if I look at my social media habits, I use social media to work. I use Instagram, I use TikTok, I use YouTube, and sometimes I have to sit down, open my phone, and check and do research and go to TikTok and search for videos and ideas and inspiration, check what you guys are searching for. So I think in the next few years, humans are, I could say people, people are to use social media even more than nowadays. We have no idea what other platforms are going to be created in the future. So I think this is definitely something we cannot escape from, okay? And hey, make sure to share this video with a friend. I hope you're enjoying this lesson. I believe grammar is important. We have to study a little grammar every week. We need to follow an organized study plan. And this is what I teach in my 21-day study plan cycle, so that you can have successful results, so that you can take the right action plan to work on your English, okay? So check it out, link in the description. But all in all, let's keep going. Be +2 plus infinitive in if clauses, okay? This is a little bit more advanced, and it's commonly used in the right situation. Now, I do have complete videos here where I talk about the if clause, in present, future, past. I talk about all the conditional sentences. But here is an additional lesson that I'm pretty sure I didn't post before. But I can use this structure to say that something must happen first before something else can happen, okay? And I will follow the same structure. If, be plus 2 infinitive, okay? In if clauses, it becomes an if clause. Look at the example. If you are to get into Stanford, young mister, you must study harder than this. So let's put this into a context. Maybe little Peter is preparing, he wants to get into Stanford, and he's been studying, but he failed his tests, he's not doing well. So his father takes him for a walk, and then he says, look, son, if you are to get into Stanford, you must study harder than this, okay? You gotta stop playing video games and stop messing around. Stanford is a big deal, my friend. So if you are to get into Stanford, to be accepted into one of the best universities in the country, you must do your share. You must do better than this, I imagine it must be a lot of pressure when your parents want you to go to a certain university. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of pressure for a young teenager, because I feel that even when you are in your 17, 18, it's a lot of pressure to get into a specific university, and you really have to work harder than everyone else because it is extremely competitive. It is extremely brutal to get into these top tier universities. But anyway, if Alex is to pass his job interview, he will need Gary to help him prepare for it. So if Alex is to pass this job interview, if he wants to pass this job interview, if he's looking to pass this job interview, these are other options. But if I want to use this structure, I can, and it's not wrong. I've had students in my academy send me messages with these examples and say, is this correct, Teacher Prix? Yes, it is. It is correct. Now you know, and my babies know it as well. Another example, if this project is to be delivered in 2 weeks, we must start immediately. Here I used passive voice again. Is to be delivered. So I have is to be delivered, okay? So that is possible, my friends. Moving on, to be about plus infinitive, okay? Now here I have be about to plus infinitive. So this is another option here, okay? This is often used in conversations to say that something will or will not happen in the future. And it can also be used in the past to say something was going to happen. But here I am referring to the future from the past, okay? Here, look at the examples. We are about to start the meeting. See? We are about to start. So I have verb to be conjugated. We are about to start the meeting. Do you have your notes with you? The meeting will start in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes. Do you have your notes with you? Oh my goodness, you're here. I was about to call you. So I was about to call you. What can I do here instead? I was going to call you. I was about to call you. These are good options, okay? Now guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel or simply share this video with someone you care about. Bye!